opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Yeah, what's up, guys, and how are you guys doing, and what is the excitement? I don't even know where to begin. You know, I'm on vacation right now, and I thought, what better way than to talk to people when you're on vacation, because you're in a different vibe when you're on vacation. When you're on vacation, you're in this weird, like, time hole. You feel like the universe, the megaverse, and everything involved kind of slow down for a second. Most of us don't want to do anything on vacation. We want to put our flip-flops on, your sandals, your sunscreen, a towel, and just lay around or naked with your husband or your wife or your significant other. Now, with that being said, I think I'm going to turn this light on so it looks cool. Now I look all professional and shit. I'm staying in a hotel right now, me and my wife, a timeshare. And my wife is out smoking some cannabis with my cousin who came out to see me. And with all that being said about the flip-flops, the sunscreen, the towel, all that stuff, which, by the way, you already know it's a thing, right? Well, my vacation looks a little like this. Take a look.
No, that's why when I came to visit in 2019 became important.
You know, that's exactly. I went to Tombstone yesterday, Tombstone, Arizona, home of the Cowboys. Now, I got to tell you, as exciting as it was very moving to sit in a timepiece, a time capsule. You know, you're on this vacation to have your fun, and yet all of a sudden you're stuck in this time zone where these guys really did this stuff. You know, Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson actually was in that town before. Johnny Ringo, you know, all these outlaws, you know, the Earp brothers or the Earp killers, however you want to look at it. Wyatt, his brother Virgil, and his, you know, hey, think about it for a second. 3 brothers move into a town, and it's the only place in America where you can, like, laugh and applaud a murder, and people go and see it all the time. And they did it under the name of, you know, the police. But be warned, or not be warned, do know that the Wyatt Earp and his brothers, you know, basically were wild outlaw cowboys that were basically, they weren't cowboys, but they were wild outlaw police that basically started taking their job and taking liberties that maybe they might not have, but they got away with it because no one had the stones to tell these guys to stop. People were so scared, you know, that these 4 brothers that were in this town, you know, they owned the faro tables, which is gambling. They owned the prostitution. They wore the badge, and they ran the livestock and the livery. So 4 pieces of commerce that are so epic and so validating, because when you look back on time, these were the things that made everything work. You know, while I was there, I went with a realtor, and well, actually the realtor's tomorrow, but I went and my wife looked at some homes. I'm looking at a period correct 1901 to 3-story home, absolutely gorgeous. I'm working on it to make this dream happen. takes a lot more than just talking about it. It takes about being about it and living about it. And that's why being here on the NOK, I am stoked. Currently, yours truly is in Facebook jail. So I'm unable to use other accounts. So that's kind of shitty. Someone decided that they wanted to call Facebook police. Well, I got away from the Earp brothers yesterday, so I can get away from Facebook jail too, right? So in turn, we make these videos that fit. Now, I am in a hotel room right now, so I'm not about to ruin it. But I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wake up! Now that you're awake and you're hanging out and you know what's up, we're going to talk some more. Wow. So I am in a hotel or a timeshare. So I'm not smoking in here. I have to walk outside for a smoke. I go outside out to their smoking lounge, and basically I'll smoke outside where I know I can get away with it. Even on vacation, I keep my bad habits abounding me. So I'm going to play a little video real quick here. Take a look at this, and then we'll come back and we'll chat. Good morning. How are you guys doing out there in the land of the internet? We're going to see in a moment. Oh, it is glorious over here. It's in the shade. Let's sit down. It's in the shade. Let's set this up. Exactly. See, so I am taking care of it. It's just, unfortunately, I can't do it at the way that I normally do. I know you're probably thinking, what is he talking about? What do you normally do? At home, you could sit at the dining room table and break out the bong. You could sit and have a fat joint, whatever. Well, I'm in a nice place and I don't want to get busted for smoking. So I go outside and I do my thing outside. And my thing outside requires a few different things, if you know what I mean. It is now 10:01. The show has officially started, kids, and it's that time.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time. Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Well, not everybody does, but they can probably understand it. They don't have to like it. They don't have to love it. All they have to do is know that it's things that people do. We medicate. A few days ago, I was outside and was kind of standing over by the side, having a bong hit, and the gate opened, and a little girl comes walking out. I'm like, I don't really like that. Next thing I know, out comes their parent, if you will. And all of a sudden, it was like, she's like, no. You are really good. And I'm like, oh, she's like, it's medicine. And she holds up her vape or whatever. And I was like, oh, all right, that's really cool. And she's like, my daughter even knows, you know. I'm like, okay. Now, for me, I don't really know why it bothers me so, and I can't explain it. I wish I could. It's just something that maybe, you know, my parents didn't do, so therefore I think I don't do. But I know that people do all the time. And that's the part where I have to remember that, you know, everybody's free to their own opinion. You know, this is the United States of America after all. And I am in a definite Republican state. So it's definitely got a different vibe than where I live. People do walk around with guns here out in the open. You know, they have them in their cars. It's definitely different. I don't mind. I've had a lot of coffee this morning, so forgive me, man. I'm a little like, I'm a little hopped up. But I figured at the least, or at the most, or at the middle, we can all come to the same agreement that this world, this universe, this cosmos is beautiful. And at times we can be very disillusioned by what we see and what we feel and what we hear. And I try not to let that become a thing with me. I'm not so lost in myself that I believe that I am to be the lone warrior. You know what I mean? Pardon me for a moment. All right. So totally got it. Sorry, just reading. You have your tablet up the side, you have some information that you're using for your idea for your show and whatnot. You know, I think it's different for me. I'm not used to working in certain confines, so I have to definitely learn better skills, and I have to be a little more on things that I was never really on before, because I've been kind of running my own solo show. And at this point, I try to keep myself in motion. This motion means every morning. This means every day. This means every time I get up and I look in the mirror, I try to look at my face and I try to tell myself, today is your day. Today, you own this. The thing is, by owning it just means that I'm not afraid to walk out and say, hi, I'm Wayne Cruz and this is me today. Sometimes that can be very tough on people because they don't get it. You know, I get a lot of, I like your energy. I love that. The problem is that it's now become a thing that this is what people associate me with. And the thing is, I'm not that all the time, right? So how do we deal with that? I deal with it by just being me, unequivocally, across the board, me. And I don't really have a thing with, you know, hold on real quick here. I'm going to write something out so it makes sense. All right, I just sent that out. Sorry, kids. Since I took about 3 seconds of your life away from you, I'm going to give you 3 seconds of your life back, but I'm going to give it back to you in a way that I think that you can understand. I know you can understand. Carry on. It should play. Carry on. This is more than an adventure, my friends. Life is this thing that we have to take for granted. The granted part of it is just relaxing and understanding that it's all going to happen. Most people would say, never take it for granted, Wayne. Cloud City's expecting you. And if you can make your way and understand that Cloud City's a better place to go, see, it's better now, don't you see? Have a smoke, have 3, have 4. Let's take off and have an adventure together. And together we can do this, and we can probably laugh about these things later tomorrow. But for now, you're with me here live, watching the world spin, watching this dirt ball that we're all holding on to do this singularity of a thing. The singularity of a thing is called life. I know, pretty trippy, right? Now they're like, uh-oh, this dude's out of his mind. No, he's not out of his mind. Just understand that it is what it is. Now, what it is could be a thing of so simple of being present. So I try to be present, right? So yesterday I go to Tombstone and I'm walking around with all these cowboys and all these folks that do this stuff that I do. And it's impressive to me because it's a piece of history that I get to interact with. I get to move within the confines of it and find out where, when, and how. Okay, the where, that was Tombstone, Arizona. The when, 1897. The who, where, the when. Okay, so the who, the Wyatt Earps were this vast thing of guys, not a history lesson, but it's just not my thing. So I went to go witness it and look at it and take pictures because I am a historian and I do my own piece of it. Same time, we went realting, which we're going tomorrow to look at some really nice, I know it's not a word, realting, but we went to go look at some homes. And, you know, I have a big, huge property that I live on. I live in a dinky little house on a ginormous piece of property. And I don't want another ginormous piece of property, but I also don't want neighbors sitting at my back or at my front or at my side fence. You know what I mean? So it's one of those, how do you do it? All right, well, you move to a place where you can build a compound. Currently at my home, I have a compound. I got walls around it, and I'm definitely have my place to hide at. The joke is when things go crazy, you can fall back to my house. That's been the joke with my friends. And most of them would agree. Some of them would be like, nah, I'm full of shit. The whole point here is that it's a place of safe haven for me and my friends and people that are a lot like me. With that being said, we smoke a lot of cannabis there. And, you know, it's funny. I even brought a bong on vacation. That's the kind of guy I am. Now, with that being said, at the second half of this, I'm going to give a review to you guys that is quite spectacular. Came across a product that my cousin brought that was quite amazing. And it was really good, really good. And I don't know. I know you'll enjoy it. I do. And then, you know, as we do that, we'll talk about it. I might even set it up while I'm in here and have a little bit with you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about instead of just me giving you dumb words. I mean, words, maybe not dumb, just words. All right. It's that time to give you guys a little bit of love.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Yeah, you came back and you showed up. I know. And at this point, we're 18 minutes into our excitement, and you're probably thinking, God, this dude can talk a lot about nothing. I know. I thought about taking you guys for a tour around the building, but it's not very exciting nor pretty. So I thought that's probably not going to be the way to go. I thought then I'll play you some music, which I will play you some music that I own the rights to. So I'll definitely send that out here in a moment on the airwaves. So you guys can probably, you know, dance your morning and get your jive going on. You know, that was bad. Don't do that. My cousin came in from here in Arizona, and it's really nice to see family and talk to family and interact and know that you're okay. You've made it through some crazy stuff. That's why we take vacation or respite care. Now, I'm sure most of you would say respite care, you dressed up like a cowboy and you walked around. Yeah. Yeah, that's respite care for me. And that's why I decided with respite care, I would come here today and talk about a little bit of respite care and how we have a respite. Now, I got an idea. I don't know if the idea will work or if it won't, but we're going to find out. I think we're going to do some stuff here. We're going to take you guys on a little voyage of our friends that help us out. And then what we'll do is we'll go from that and we'll step right into what I want to talk to you about. That'll give me time to set up for my next. So guys, 4 minutes of your life. You get it, baby.
Psychedelic Tuesdays on NOK Network. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Psychedelic Reporters. Bufo Alvarius is scouring the newswires for stories being reported in the mainstream media on the psychedelic front and passing them on to Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson so they can bring them to you, our listeners, in this 60-minute video news podcast.
Tuesday evening news.
Join us for Tuesday evening news each week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your news and information from the world of psychedelic medicine. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on our webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
Peace, news, and views on NOK Network. Patients everywhere advocating cannabis evolution with Kim Cooper and Sir Steve Oak. Joint hosts interview people in the grassroots and corporate cannabis space across North America and beyond. Sit down with patients, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, and others share their journey with this medicinal plant. So join us for Peace, News, and Views. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where all consumption is medicinal consumption on NOKnetwork.com. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on social media and streaming sites including Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble.
Put it all away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh is a virtual gathering where consumers meet up for a toke and some laughs at 7 p.m. Eastern nightly. Originally aired on InfoWithHim social media pages, the IWK 710 Daily Sesh is now also podcasted on NOK Network. Rotating joint hosts bring you a variety of content during this 30-minute virtual smoke sesh. Take a break from the stresses in life and put it all away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. Podcasted nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NOK Network.
Hey, dudes and dudettes. Enjoy the show, man.
Oh my God! What the hell is going on? You guys thought I left you? Of course you thought I left you. You were thinking, where did this freak go? This freak came right here to sit back down and say, good morning. How are you today? Have you had your coffee? Have you done the thing that you're supposed to do? We've already talked about this, but we're going to talk about it a little more. Water. This is one of those things in Arizona you need. Basically, you're very dehydrated here. It's so dry. I don't know how a lot of lotion, I think, is how the people are doing it, but I don't know how they do it because just it's hot. It's hot and it's very dry. Now, I live in a desert at home, so I'm kind of used to it, but it's a little different. You know what I mean? It's just not the same desert. I wanted to show you guys something today. Annoy you guys in the audio. All right. So we're going to show you something so cool today. And this so cool thing that I'm going to get to show you. My cousin showed up, and sorry about that. I put my hand in your face. My cousin showed up and said, I want to show you something really good. I'm like, yeah, what is this that you got that's really good? And she's like, Canaline THC tincture, 1,000 milligram THC tincture. It's OG THC tincture, batch ID number 0728 under the UID code 1A4006000300704C, not, and it keeps going. And then you have underneath here where it was packaged and who packaged it. John Z. C packaged this on a month exactly. So it's pretty cool. So my cousin brings it over and says, try it, it's good. And I'm like, really? I put some in my coffee and instantly I kind of felt it. So I thought what I would do is for minor demonstration purposes only. I'd grab this right here. I'd open the lid. I got a stir spoon that I was using from my coffee this morning, so it still has residue of coffee on it, I'm imagining. And then I just add this tincture to it. It's very much cannabis, you can tell. It's very dark in color. Sweet smelling. Sweet tasting. It tastes just like having a mouthful of OG Kush in your mouth. Pure terpene. Pure amazing. Oh, you don't even have to wash it down with water or anything. It's not like one of those things where like, give me water. Not at all. Quite amazing, actually. I'm kind of stoked that she brought this. Now I'm gonna have to find out where we got it. But that's at another time. We'll keep asking her about that. Yum. Wow. It tastes like candy. So sweet that it's just candy. I see someone's watching. If you're watching, where are you watching? When are you watching? And how are you watching? You're watching on your phone, you're watching on a tablet, sitting at a computer, you're laying in bed, you're out at the beach, you're having a smoke, dreaming the dream, living the dream. The last guy who lived the dream, irrelevant. So back to the vacation. I want to talk more about vacation because, man, I have had a blast here in Arizona so far. The weather is warm, and I'm with a beautiful woman, my wife, and we have a great time together. You know, we travel differently, but we travel the same. I know that's contradictory, but it's not really. I realize that, we're getting older, so we travel different. We're looking at homes and the areas of the Great White Movement of Arizona. They're big on that here. It's kind of crazy. I'm like, really? Like, you're 50 miles from the border. Be careful with that. And then it's crazy because it's so beautiful and open and free, and the mountains are just different colors. You can see the layers and colors in the mountains, And then as you go, it turns from that brush where I live, it's tumbleweeds and Joshua trees where I live. Instantly it goes from the San Bernardino desert into the Mojave desert, and then it suddenly changes into the Sonora desert, and instantly, bam, the mountains come to color, the trees, everything has a color. There's 15 to 20 foot cactuses. Okay, I live with a cactus farm at my home, and I gotta tell you, they're huge. And then not only are they huge, it's beautiful, they put palm trees everywhere here, which is also a beautiful thing for coverage. They're messy trees, but God, they look pretty to stare up at, And then with that, it's very arid here. So you're dried out very quickly here. It's your skin gets very, very much so dry. And you just got to use a lot of lotion, a lot of water. So they're always telling people, do not forget to hydrate. Now, their whole don't forget to hydrate thing is very valid because you see it on the news even. That's how open and strong they are with this. It's like, hydrate people. We don't want you dying. And with that, it's like to come to a place and celebrate it with my wife. Now, I've been to Arizona during fencing tournaments in the 90s, We came here and we did the U.S. Open Challenge here, so it's pretty cool to know that I came back to Tucson. The last time I was here, it was the 90s. I was a young man fighting for Team USA. And then, your dreams change. If you would have told me 5 years ago, no, that's wrong. If you would have told me 10, 15 years ago, Wayne, you're going to be playing cowboy across the country and people are going to love it, I would probably laugh at you and tell you that you probably need to quit drinking. And here I am playing this character, Charles Hiram Cross. Hiram's a different guy, man. He's a total different guy. Lefty is a character unto himself. And when I play that character, some people really do not like me or him. It's weird, right? Like an actor does that thing back and forth. Why do you suppose that they go back and forth like that? Do you think it's because they're trying to rationalize their behavior and it's this other person did it? But really, you think? That's what I think it is. But I don't know. So hey, if you guys are watching and you want to watch more, and you can view this on Facebook, wherever you're watching this from, whether it is the Misfit Island or Ohio Friendly 420, guys, you're always welcome to come and see how I do my mornings, even on vacation. Now, my question to you is, are you stoned? Did you get stoned? Are you about to get stoned? I'm sure at this point, I'm feeling good enough. And then I show you something. My cousin who lives in Arizona, my hair is weird today. I'm going to get a haircut today. My cousin who lives in Arizona brings me a product, but notice this little logo in the top right here. It's a product of California. Boy, that is pretty cool unto itself. I'm still proud of California. I got to be honest with you. I don't think for me personally, I have a place that is like the only. I do know that where I live in Lancaster, I do love it. Even though at times I feel like I'm just, I don't know, wasting time or wasting place. I'm with the people I love. That's my wife, and that's how I do my thing. I get through just with her help. If you don't have a support system, it's like, what are you left with? You're left with these dreams that all you can do is push uphill alone. And hey, I'm not here to give you guys some mojo wojo talk, and I'm not trying to be the old sage or even that way, but I have to say, there's a saying you've heard. I'm sure you've heard this before. God only gives you what he thinks you can handle. Let's sit that in for a second. God only gives you what he thinks you can handle. Now, with that being said, there's times in my life where now I know God knows and thinks I'm a badass because he is giving me some slings, some arrows, and some fiery hoops to get through. But I'm like, let's keep going. We lose friends, gain friends, and people pass. And it's sad because, when you lose someone, it's very hard. Whether it's your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousin, best friend, compadre, someone that you used to sit on line with and giggle with late at night, or someone who would call you in the middle of the night and complain about their problems, or even someone who just called to say, hello, it's been a while since I've seen you or talked to you. I have those friends that I haven't talked to in forever, but at the same time, I can talk to them and it's like we've never been apart, like ever. So how does that happen? Is that the autopilot that we speak of? Is that conducive thinking, or does that become intrinsic thinking? I think it becomes an intuitive motion of perpetual motion, because what happens is once you get started and you're thinking and your intuition's going, boom, suddenly you're talking like me because you've had too much coffee this morning. Okay, I've had way too much coffee this morning. Whew. Forgive me. I'll slow it down for all of you. First and foremost, we should probably think about how great our... Okay, come on. You know what's up. I'm joking with you. So, hey, I got a question for you. Is theft even if you're thefting on accident? Now, before I say this and before I ask you inside this little paradigm that I'm in, hello, I want you to think about something for a second. I'm not a thief. It's not really my thing at all. I'm not really down with it. I was raised a certain way. I'll just buy what I want or make what I want. So if you go into a store, thrift store, you go into a thrift store and you grab a bag to put items in because you're buying a lot of items. And at the end, you walk out with the bag because the teller didn't realize that it's your bag. Is that theft? Now, I have a video I want to share, but the problem is I didn't get a chance to upload it. And it would have been grand, and I'll probably upload it at another time. We witnessed some spooky in Tombstone. And we witnessed it together. So, well, kind of together. I didn't see it when it happened, but I was in the room and you can hear me interacting. Okay, so you hear people talk about that energy. Your energy is so this. Your energy is so that. Oh, I love your energy. Oh, it's too much. Energy. These are our vibrations, you know. We vibrated at such a high rate that's the only reason that we're able to see each other. If we slowed down our vibrations, things would possibly change. I know, I just went there and you're like, oh, this dude is stoned. I am. You know, this is what happens when I smoke weed and I sit at the table with family and friends. We start rambling and we start hypothesizing. We start like, getting into it. You know, I'm a Bigfoot guy. I like Bigfoot. I like the idea of Bigfoot. And people are like, how dumb. So someone asked me at the last event I was at, I was under the influence of a little bit of fungus. He asked me, so Wayne, if Bigfoot's real, what political party would he be? I'm like, libertarian. Come on, man, peace and freedom. He's like, okay, so you believe in this thing that no one's ever seen. You believe in this thing that they only tell stories of and there's no proof of. I'm like you know, you're a fan of Jesus. And all of a sudden it turned a little different. He didn't like that I turned it around on him because I think that we should all be able to freely think the way you want to think, whether that's about your government or about your neighbor or even their belief, whether it's aliens, that their aunt walked on water, that their cousin is 16 times removed from General George Frank, whatever. I think it's okay. And I think what happens is we as friends, family, and cohorts, we have to understand that there's way more to this than we understand. We get a piece of it the way we want to see it through friends and family and lovers and experience. Would you take an experience over a gift? Think about that. Would you take an experience over a gift? Hell yes, any day of the week. Now, a Corvette's a nice gift. You have to maintain it. The experience sticks with you forever. And then you're in this place where like you have a smell and you're like, oh, Denmark, 1997, you know? Or you see something and you're like, oh my God, Italy, 1997. Or you're like, oh, mom's front room table. I remember seeing that as a little boy and I had my little Hot Wheel cars across it. This is why we have to pay attention to what our friends and family say and do. This is why I'm big on, I'm a communicator, but I've been on vacation. I've been trying to get away. I've been trying to remember where and why I'm even fucking here in the first place, you know, and I know why I'm here. It's not to uplift and move people. It's to have experience. The gift is my wife. The gift is my children. The gift is the fact that I'm here with all of you. But it's the experience, man. I have an experience. Now, as a little boy, my dad used to say to me, Wayne, go out and make mistakes. And I thought, thanks, Dad. That's cool. I know what he was saying. My dad wanted me to go out and make mistakes because those experiences are what like ground you and fortify you and chisel away at the old, right? Don't be afraid. That's part of the idea. Don't be afraid. Fear is the mind killer, okay? It comes from a movie, but I have to say that it makes a lot of sense. You know, I can get a text from someone saying something so simple as, hey, we need to talk. And suddenly I'm like, oh God, oh no. Or I can get a message going, hey man, why don't you go kill yourself? And I can be like, oh, funny. The thing is, see how we interpret what we're hearing and reading and seeing? Don't be fooled, man. Don't be fooled, brothers and sisters. The news is doing this to us. I watched a report on something, and I'm not going to go there. But the funny thing is, I watched the report. I watched it, and all of a sudden, this reporter is talking about something different. It made me go, yuck, yuck. The yuck to me is the fact that people will keep doing the yuck. Let's not let the yuck happen to you or to me. That's why I'm here at the NOK Network, because there's no yuck. The yuck is when you feel a certain way and you do a certain way. I don't feel like that here. And I want to say thank you for those of you watching and are watching and are going to watch. Hey, even on the repeat, it's worth watching, because you never know. You can laugh at me later and hold it against me in another life. But when I get there, A, you better come with a lot of friends. B, you better bring a sword. And C, don't bring your wife, because she's going to end up falling in love. Yee-hee-hee.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Well. Did you know that someone like me can talk for 41 minutes about absolutely everything and nothing at the same time? What about you? Do you do it? Of course you do. I hope you have this talk in your mind every day. For me, I believe in it. If you're not willing to fight for something, then you might as well have, given up. The quit. Whew, the quit button. I quit. It's an addictive button to push. Because what happens is you quit, and then the next time, quit. The next time that something seems so difficult, so hard, you quit. And then suddenly you don't want to hang out with your friends, and you quit. And you don't want to listen to the news, you quit. All of a sudden you quit, and you wonder why. The quit is an addictive force that starts in the bottom of you and inside your soul. It starts inside your stomach, your kundalini, your power force, and what it does is it brings your body aware. This is why we become afraid at times, right? Now, it's because our vibrations. I'm going back to the vibration thing. And then think about this. This is a weird one. We come out into the world thinking that we got it covered. We can walk out to the market, we can walk out to our car, and suddenly it can change like that. Own it. This is what I'm working on, owning it. I own me, and I own what I do. I can only be accountable and hold myself with what I do. Now, what I say, who cares? Words come and go. Words are just flapping in the wind as we extrapolate thought out to other people. Who gives a shit? What we care about is what you do and what you do with it. My dad used to say, you can take a hammer and you can build the Sistine Chapel with it. Or you can take that same hammer and destroy the Sistine Chapel. Now, there's a third view that my dad never talked about. That's the same person using that same hammer to break into the Sistine Chapel and make their money off it. Mercenary. Ooh, what a crazy thought. Someone said that of me lately, or earlier, that I am that way. No, it's because I want to get things done. And I don't want to sit back and talk about what could happen when and how it could happen. I want to make my difference. And making my mark means making a move. Now, sometimes your move sucks and you got to pivot a little bit. You got to redirect. I'm okay with that because, again, It goes back to the fight. It goes back to finding what works for you. What does work for you? Is it getting on the treadmill? Probably. Is it reading a wacky newspaper? Is it touching yourself? I don't know. What the hell? Who cares? Be yourself. Touch yourself. Be around yourself and let yourself be totally true. And that's the only way people will get to understand what you do. Not your words, what you do. Are you willing to hold the door open for the little old lady or even for a crowd of people? You know, at one time, a gentleman would take his cloak off and throw it onto a puddle of water, my dear, so she can cross away without getting her feet wet, or even stand on the outside of traffic in case A, she would not get wet, or A, or B, she wasn't for sale. Baloney. Come on, think about this for a moment. People don't do this anymore. Our generations have changed. It's more this, no more hard work. And I'm trying to get back to myself so I can do the hard work, because I want to remember what I felt like. And this vacation did it for me. I went out, I took my character Lefty. All I wanted to do is take Lefty to Tombstone and walk down the streets where it really happened. I got pictures, I got videos, had a little ghost adventure, and I did it with the compadre and my best friend and my lover, my wife. And what I did there was, we both got to see an experience together. It wasn't a gift. It was a gift to ourselves, but it was an experience. It's all about the experience. What will this experience bring you in the end of all of this? Seriously, is the experience going to bring you happiness? I sure hope. Now, mind you, I know, some experiences can totally blow. What do? Quit? Take the medicine, unplug, go on vacation, go to the beach, go with your wife, your husband, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your significant other. Be free, be you, be happy. The thing that I'm getting to here, friends, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles right now, and the one watcher. The word of the day. Fight. Don't give up. Whatever you want, fight. Fight. Don't surrender. Not your point of view, not your opinion. Just fight. Be true. That doesn't mean argue. It means know the rules of the game that you're playing. Know what your adversary is going to think or want. Sometimes your adversary will give you the whole message in right up front. In bold font. I don't care anymore about that. I don't live my life in this fear of existence. I live my life in a place where Wayne can be happy, or at least try to be. I'm not quitting. And I'm fighting. So I guess the moral of today is don't quit. Never stop fighting. Keep your feet on the ground and keep hunting. Keep your dreams excessively real and keep reaching for the freaking sky, because what happens where I see it is we don't know, we don't want, we don't need. All we need to do is experience.
Are you frantically pounding away on your keyboard these days to discuss your views, share your passions, teach a skill, or share a craft to the masses on social media? Podcasting is a bright light that can help you reach a diverse audience. And NOK Network can help. Even if you have no experience, NOK Network will work with you to develop your content to air on our diverse network to reach a wide audience, allowing us all to grow together. Podcasts are aired on multiple platforms simultaneously, across social media and streaming sites, live through our network. Contact us and let's chat about how we can help you develop your podcast and join the NOK team.
Yeah, he's back, at least for the moment. Getting ready to something. Think about, friends, think about having a good day. Let's make the good day happen. Let's not even think. Let's just go and have a great day. I'm going to leave you guys with this thought for one moment. Go on vacation, get some respite, get some love, get a little bit of the sun on your shoulders and on your back. Be good to yourself. The Waniac. Woo-hoo! Rock on, friends, and I hope the rest of your day goes as planned.
The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.